Vanessa, thank you so much. A conservancy group is in need of volunteers to help plant marsh grass at Jamaica Bay. The wetland has lost protective marshland in recent years and took a major hit when Superstorm Sandy's storm surge pushed 8 to 10 feet of ocean water into the bay. The restoration is important not only for the habitat there, but also to protect communities from flooding. So here to tell us a little bit more about the efforts is Executive Director of the Conservancy, Alex Zablocki. Thank you so much for being here, Alex.
Thank you, Alex, for having me.
Yeah, certainly. Tell us a little bit about what's happening to restore the habitat at Jamaica Bay.
This has been going on for the past few years, especially post Superstorm Sandy. We've lost 40 acres of marshes per year over the past few decades in Jamaica Bay, and there's been a big push by the local community, the American Littoral Society, Jamaica Bay Eco Watchers, the Broad Channel Civic Association, our organization, to restore these islands and marsh areas. And this year, we're determined and committed to planting 100,000 marsh grasses on these restored marsh areas in Jamaica Bay.
It's unbelievable to me that so many years later, we're still talking about the after effects of Superstorm Sandy, but why is marsh grass so critical to the environment?
Marsh grasses, as you can imagine, hold the sand together, so it limits erosion. It creates a resilient edge along the shoreline. And Jamaica Bay protects communities like Broad Channel, Howard Beach, the Rockaways, so it limits wave action. It also provides habitat. So post-Sandy, as we look at creating more resilient parks and resilient marsh areas, these areas, once restored, will protect communities from things like wave action, somewhat storm surge, but also then provide habitat.
I'm sure that we see erosion just on a natural basis, but how did Superstorm Sandy really escalate or progress the erosion at a quicker rate?
I think we were seeing it much earlier than Superstorm Sandy with sea level rise and climate change with the loss of marsh islands in Jamaica Bay, but Superstorm Sandy, I think, portrayed the issue of the loss of marsh islands and what that means for local communities. So restoring marsh islands helps prevent some of the damage that we would see during Sandy, maybe by limiting wave action. But of course, with any event like Sandy, it's always best to elevate homes, but marsh islands play a big role in helping limit the effects of a storm like that.
So I don't have a great green thumb, so I don't know if you want me to come to your event. I'd be more than happy to help.
We would love to have you.
But how do you actually plant this marsh grass? How do you get it?
It's simple. Well, first off, the areas in Jamaica Bay that are ready to be restored are graded and new sand is brought in, clean fill, and then volunteers get out there with shovels and join us. They're trained on site, and they take a clump of grass, a plug, and they plant it about 17 inches on center, so about 1.5 feet from each other plug, and we restore different levels of marshes based on how much saltwater inundation it would get daily.
Oh, interesting. Tell me a little bit about Sunset Cove.
So Sunset Cove is Jamaica Bay's newest park.
Okay.
It's located in Broad Channel, Queens, which is just outside Rockaway, and it's a beautiful brand new park that New York City Parks restored in partnership with American Littoral Society, Jamaica Bay Eco Watchers, and our organization. And there alone, we are planting with volunteers 74,000 marsh plugs this summer.
So I noticed in that video that some of the volunteers, they were dressed and they had equipment. Do they need to bring anything? You mentioned training on site, so what can I expect if I show up?
They'll get training on site. They should wear sneakers or shoes that can get wet, closed-toed shoes. Bring sunblock, though we'll have it. Okay. Bring a water bottle that you can refill. It's a fun day. If you love work like this, it's an opportunity to restore marshes here in New York City and do some real good work with us.
And what are the days and what are the hours for this weekend, I'm assuming here?
So there's a big push for volunteers this weekend. It's our biggest planting day of the summer, June 29th and 30th, at 9 a.m. each day. And you can sign up on our website, jbrpc.org/MVP.
Great, and we're all about restoring our areas, so that's something that we fully support. Alex, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate it.